Hey, how you doing? Maybe we're on the air. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the stream health and see how that goes. But just gonna kind of plug on away anyhow, assuming that this is going to work. How you doing? Hope you're ready for the weekend. I know I sure as heck am. Apparently, and I'm only saying this provisionally because if I make an absolute declaration that this is the problem, it'll turn out not to be the problem. But apparently, my provisional diagnosis is earlier this week I upgraded the Mimo Live, which is the software. There we go. The software that I use to switch the cameras and roll in the graphics and all of that fun stuff and make it look like a TV show. Because anything worth doing is worth overdoing, and you know, I'm a TV guy. I came up in television. I have a broadcast background, so I want it to look like television. And so I use the software to do that, other than just slap a camera on the air like a lot of other folks do. And you know, they're happy with that. That's fine. I'm not. That's my broadcast background. A show has to have an open, you know, all of this. It's called production value. But anyway, I upgraded the software because a new revision came out. It went from 2.9.1 to 2.9.2, and apparently, provisionally speaking, that was the problem because I just downgraded back to the previous version that I had, and we have been on the air now for two and a half minutes and have not had a single glitch, which is like it was in the good old days of last week. So I'm going to assume, and we're going to just kind of plug on, assuming that that we're working here, and I'll make a bug report to the developer and let them figure out what the heck's going on here. But anyway, how you doing? Cartoonist here, the glad to be on the air crackpot cartoonist. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting ready for the weekend. We got some notes here because, you know, we had problems yesterday. Didn't know what it was. Thought it was YouTube. It turns out it's looking like it wasn't YouTube. So okay, YouTube. All right, I'm sorry. Mea culpa. It's looking good. I'm getting some good reports here from folks who are chatting, which is good. I'm glad to see that. Thank you very much for your reports. That helps. And so anyway. Yeah, I got a couple of things to mention. I am going to do the Picardo TV test, and this little problem notwithstanding, there are other issues with YouTube having to do with the business end of it. And Picardo TV, it's a nice platform for artists. It's intended for artists. It's, you know, the various channels and sections on it are set up for artists, for cartoonists. There's manga. There's a channel there for manga. There's a channel for cartoons. There's one for animation. It's really set up for cartoonists. So I really like that aspect of it. Software support is a little, you know. So you know, I just kind of that's just gotta find a workaround around that. That's all it is. So the plan is Monday we will do this show over on Picardo. And in order to get over there, just use the new shortened URL, bit.ly/nightlydraw. Wherever the show is, whether we end up doing it on YouTube or we do it on Picardo or at Twitch or wherever, that URL, and I'm going to put it back up, that URL right there will take you to wherever this is. And yeah, the Picardo interface is actually kind of nice. It really is. I just wish it was a little more well known. But again, it's more targeted. It's people who are going there are looking for this, so that's good. Let's see, what else have I got in here? Oh, the studio move. Yeah. It's possible that I may be moving the studio. I have here at my house, there is a finished room over the garage. The problem with it is that room is uninhabitable because it is like an oven up there. It is really bad. The air conditioning, there's air conditioning ducts that go over there, but for some reason they just don't air conditioned. They don't work. And I had an air conditioning because I had the studio up there for the longest time. I had it up there actually on two separate stretches, and there's been two separate stretches down here. But for various reasons, I'm thinking about moving back upstairs. If I do that, I'm going to need, and I got to look into how much this is going to cost, because this is going to be expensive. I need to put a ductless mini split air conditioner in. If you're not familiar with these are really nice little units. They're standalone. They're for zone. They're zone units, so that you can just do one room, and I don't have to heat and cool. Have the heat and cooling on for the whole house if I'm just up there. And they're also super energy efficient. I had an air conditioner up there. Here's how bad that air conditioner was. My normal power bill here at Stately Lotshaw Manor is about $150 a month. When I was using it, and this is summer, of course, summer in Georgia. That air conditioning bill, that power bill, was $400 a month, just from that air conditioner. It was $250 a month. So I can't do that. That's just not viable. So I'm putting a mini split up there, and it's a heat pump, so it'll work as air conditioning, and it'll work as a heater as well. And there's also some other structural issues that have to be addressed up there. But so that's kind of in the works, and if that happens, then I really want to make it nice. So that's something that's possibly coming up. Yesterday I went into Atlanta. And I went to Blick, and I got, where is it? Here it is. I got one of these. I got the nib. Actually, here's the old one. Here's the little thing. That little thing was keeping me really from doing a lot of inking with this pen. And so that's a nice pen. I really like this, and the now that I have the nibs, and I bought some spares too, so I don't have to get interrupted. But so that's what I think I'm gonna do tonight. Is I'm actually gonna ink some stuff that we had before, because remember, let's see, where is it? I had another brush pen. Here we go, and last week. For Total Request, we did this for Darkwing, and but I did this with a different brush pen that ran out, so that's why I was no, I take it back. I didn't have the brush pen. The brush pen had already run out. So this actually is inked, and I just inked it with the that's right. My brain is just completely shot. But this is the final finished piece now. So I'm going to be sending that off to him here shortly. And I think what we'll do tonight is the other, earlier we did this one of Durham. So I think I'm going to ink. I'll be inking this, or doing the outline on it. So I think that's what we're going to work on tonight. Yeah, I also might see, because it's the actually, Mark Phillip, I know Bob has suggested that I ask an HVAC company about adapting the AC. This was about, let's see, 3 years ago. The unit that was in here died right at Thanksgiving. Okay, late November. And it was a cold Thanksgiving that year here in Georgia, too. No, they are not. They are, yes, actually they are. These are great headphones. So yes, they are, and I couldn't remember the model number, but yes, these are MVR V6s. But anyway, when we had the HVAC company come out to replace the furnace, replace the whole thing, I asked him about it, and he said just because of the configuration of the house, I would literally need a second system. I would need a mini, and he said you need to get a mini split. That's what you need. And I've been doing some research on them, and I really, the more I research them, the more interested in them I am, because they are, like I said, I want to pay Jackson EMC as little as possible. So I'm all about giving the power company as little power as possible. Speaking of money, yeah, coming. Can't get away with it, so let's get it over with. The Patreon program, patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs. Starts at $5 a month to get original content. 7 Centauri, I'm going to be getting some new ones going up this weekend. And the MSFW Friday piece just went up today. That's for $30 a month viewers and our patrons and higher. We're almost at, believe it or not, I'm almost at the first stretch goal for this. So I just need a little bit more, just like another $15. So one more Naughty Bits membership, and we'll hit that first stretch goal, which would be going to scheduling for 3 pages a week as opposed to 2, which we're still not hitting, but I'm gonna get better about that. I promise. Speaking of patrons, we do have another patron, and I want to just list the patron names here real quick. These guys are very important, and thank you to all of them because that makes this happen and makes the fun go round. The Facebook page. Y'all all know about that. That's where all the information about what's going on is going to be. Go and check that out and like that page, follow it. And so things like whether we're going to be on Picardo or YouTube, that's the place. That's where that information will be easiest to find. Etsy shop, original art's available, commissions are available. Please go over there and consider doing a commission. I love doing commissions, and I love having those for you. And there's also original art. I want to get this original art going out to good homes. So Etsy.com/shop/Accidental Centaurs. Then there's the books, the compilation books, Year 1, Volume 1, and the cleverly named Volume 2. These are the compilations of the stories. These are full color books at lulu.com/JPL1. These are print on demand, and they're full color. They're very nice. They're about 100 pages each, and like I said, they're very nice books. Also, there are the Naughty Bits books. These are also at lulu.com. There's 3 volumes, 1, 2, and 3, and those can be at purchased at lulu.com/naughtybits. There is going to be a 4th Naughty Bits book, and we're working on that. So coming soon, one of these days. It'll be a while, but it is going to be coming. And no pun there. We'll just leave that one. We'll just leave that one alone. Also, there are the comic books, which I don't have a slide for, but I will be adding one. And you can purchase those. Let me find the slide for that. I'm going to be setting this up this weekend at shop.accidentalcentaurs.com. You'll be able to buy all of this stuff, have direct links to all of this at that URL. So there you go. You can hopefully we'll have that by Monday. That's the plan. That's the plan anyway. Excuse me. I was going to sneeze. Okay. Anyway. So there we go. One more thing. Yes, DragonCon. How could I forget DragonCon? How could I forget DragonCon? DragonCon will be happening September 1st through 4th at the, for me anyway, at the Atlanta Merchandise Mart. Merchandise Mart. America's Mart. It used to be the Merchandise Mart. Building 3. That is a huge complex over there in downtown Atlanta. I mean, it is massive. And We're going to be in Building 3, which is one of the exhibition halls, and a lot of good stuff going on over there. A lot of great cartoonists are going to be over there. In addition to me, Bill Holbrook, Kevin and Kell, and Safe Havens and Fast Track. Tom Heiches, editor of the Eisner-winning Hogan's Alley, which I highly recommend. I cannot recommend that magazine enough to you guys. I really can't. And there's no advertising on this. This is just my personal recommendation to you, my close friends. And also, you know, there's going to be a lot of big name cartoonists and comic book people over there. So if you're in the Atlanta area, come and check that out, or you know, make a trip. Come on down. Okay, so let's see. I think that's everything. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab the that picture of Durham, which we did. When did we do this? A couple of weeks ago. And I'm gonna slide that microphone out of the way there, so that I can get at it and take my glasses off. If I ask where my glasses are, they're over there. And where did I put my pen away? I didn't mean to put the pen away. There we go. All right. Actually, I'm going to adjust this a little bit so that it's... No. There we go. There we go. That's a little better for me anyway. All right. So here we go. How about that? Managed to actually... Oh, yikes. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, John. That was right in my ear. So managed to actually get a draw in tonight of some sort. All right. Speaking of ears, Durham's ear, you notice it's kind of got a little pointed tip on it. You know, some people got kind of squarish ears. And Durham, I did that to her deliberately as way back when, as a bit of foreshadowing of what was going to happen to her. And from the time that I designed the character and till the time that I actually paid that off, oh geez, it was like, it took like 2 years. But Durham was one of those instances of the character just taking on a life of her own, because, as I had said before, you know, I was just kind of using her to be, you know, if I needed a bit of a surprise in the story, I would just have Durham change sides again. And but where she really came on her own was one scene where she was talking with Sam, and then the next thing I knew, I had drawn Durham planting a big wet kiss on Sam's, and And I literally wondering, where the heck did that come from? Because I had never intended for Durham to be a lesbian or bisexual or whatever. It just popped out, and but it felt right. It took the story to a new level, a new layer that it didn't have before. And so sometimes your subconscious does that to you when you're writing, and you wonder, where did that come from? And I have not had a chance to work Durham into the new continuity, but I am planning on having her appear in year 2. Which I really don't want to say much about because spoilers. Something I need to work on, and I need to learn how to do better. In addition to inking, God, that was horrible. Is metals. Metals are a whole other thing altogether because of the reflectivities. There was another thing I was going to test tonight, but I kind of lost the setup when we started having technical difficulties. For those of you watching this in broadcast history class, I had a few technical problems, and the show started rather late, like 18 minutes late, 20 minutes late. But you know, at least I had the epiphany about what went wrong, what had gone wrong. So it's coming along. Alright. Pretty much takes care of the human. Durham was also, when I first did her, was an attempt. Basically, I looked at every design element that Sam had and said, okay, what's the opposite of Sam? So Sam had the, you know, the little petite upturned nose. So Dorm's got a kind of little more pointed beak-like nose. Obviously, Dorm has somewhat smaller headlights than Sam does. I just need to practice more with the brush. But yeah, Sam, Dorm was kind of intended design-wise, visually, to be the anti-Sam. Everything Sam has, Dorm is kind of the opposite. So Dorm is a redhead. She's got freckles. Although actually the redhead thing was not, as I recall, was never actually shown in Duty Now for the Future, because Duty Now for the Future was all grayscale. All right, there we go. Got Dorm inked with the, or outlined, I should say, because it was already inked with the color, but got her outlined with the multi-liner brush pen. Very nice. Get the date on here. 16 21? Yeah, 21. There we go. Ta-da. Not bad. You really can't see it. I don't think you can see it very well in the video, but I do have little freckles, and they're kind of underneath the main color of her skin, so it kind of looks like, you know, they're, well, like freckles, like freckles are. But anyway, there we go. Ta-da. All right. Put my glasses back on. Well, you know, we're only 30 minutes into the show, so might as well, you know, pull the old Bristol board over here. Any other suggestions? Could I explain my date code? My date code is really quite simple. Okay, I'll be happy to explain the date code. I was hoping somebody would ask that. Let me actually get something where you can actually see what the heck I'm doing. All right. Date. It's day. Month. It's binary. 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Today's the 21st. 16 plus 4 plus 1. 8, 4, 2, 1. July is the 7th month. And then the year is Roman numerals. There you go. It's that simple. It's binary. What can I say? I'm a nerd. I'm a computer nerd. So, yeah, it's binary. That's all it is. Very simple. Very simple. And I'm glad finally somebody asked me about my date code. So just do, you know, just a little bit of binary math, and you can easily derive that date. And I've actually been doing that for about 10 years now. So, and before I had been just signing with, you know, just earlier I would just sign with /JPL. And Guy Gilchrist suggested, you know, he said, you need to put your name. He said you need to sign it with your name, not a you know, initialism or anything like that. You need to do it with your name. So that's why sometimes I'll put the J over there, the slash on the J, like Jack Davis, and then bringing the W over. When I sign my name, I usually bring it across. When I sign, I bring the W across, and then use it to cross the T in one stroke. So, but that's what it is. It's binary. That's it. It's binary. And then the name, because you'll see in some older work that I signed with this. And then a few years ago, Guy Gilchrist suggested that I start signing it with my name. So I started. Yeah. Well, look. I don't want to move the. Well, actually, I will move the camera. Like here on this mouse pad. See, it's got the /JPL, and there's a long story behind that if you really want to know. Why do I get the feeling that by mentioning the really long story, I'm going to end up having to tell it? So, yes, when scores of art historians are going over my work hundreds of years from now, they'll be able to work out the date code. Yeah, when River Song is digging up my work. So anyway, there that is. Okay. That's the picture of for Darkwing, which came out nice. I'll show you this. I mean, why not? show and tell night tonight because everything else is kind of messed up. This is my my color chart, and when I get this, we get a final place for the studio and everything. I actually mount this where I can see it, but this is my color chart for drawing the characters with the Copics. And I have a little color swatch here of each one of the parts of their bodies, and then the color that I use for that. So if you want to draw Accidental Centaurs with Copic markers, these are the colors to use. So anyway, there's that. Okay, you know, I've got the Bristol here. Any other thing you want me to draw? If Antiques Roadshow or Pawn Stars is still on the air in 24/17, God help us. Today I did the Not Safe for Work piece today, which is up on Patreon, which is where it should be. I mean, that's where it's supposed to go. That's up, and then this weekend, like I said, I'm going to finish up. Let's see, page 3 has already gone out, so I'm going to finish up 4 and 5 and get those in the shape needed to get them on to Patreon, and then finish up the coloring on 3 and start coloring on 4. Okay, any other any suggestions for what to do with this beautiful blank sheet of paper? Something we haven't done yet, something we haven't done before would be nice. How about Alex? Okay. Even though I drew Alex today, the NSFW Friday features Alex. But yeah, we can do Alex. How did I know, Dave, that you were going to ask for Alex? How did I know? Oh well, it's okay. Alright, so first thing, we're going to get the head in here. Again, I want to do this very lightly with the number 2 pencil so that this can take it up. And these old style gum erasers, which I never used until really just actually I never didn't use these until I saw Guy Gilchrist using them. And I saw how well these, because he draws on Bristol. He draws Nancy on Bristol, not with the blue pencils like I do, because I use those when it's going to go to the computer, and I'm going to take out the construction lines on the computer. Guy does his all very traditionally, so he does it with a plain old number 2 pencil, cheap number 2 pencils like this one, he then inks with a brush, as I mentioned before, that I'm just in awe of, that he's able to do that because because he's Guy Gilchrist. And he's really, I mean, it's an honor to be able to work with him and to know him. He's got so much knowledge about cartooning and working with characters and things like that. That every time I get with him, I learn something. I learn something new. So. Now, if you remember, Alex's hair has gone through a lot of... I've gone through a lot of grief with Alex's hair. I wanted it originally to be, you know, kind of long to suggest, you know, he's living in a wilderness area, and it ended up just looking like a mullet. I mean, I can't. There's no two ways about it. He looked like he was wearing a mullet, and yeah, some fly paper. Jeez, I know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we've been having Actually, they're getting better because I only have 2 in here. Last night I had 8. I had 8 flies in here last night. So yeah, and I remember I was trying to come up with a new design for his hair, and I was watching, you know, I was trying doing all kinds of studies. This was before the reboot. And I actually ended up modeling his hair on the 11th Doctor. Matt Smith kind of has that hair kind of combed over like that and cut long like that, and I wanted a hairstyle for him that if it went long, it wouldn't look like, well, it would look like something out of the Dukes of Hazzard. No, I take it back. It wasn't after the reboot, because I remember there was a couple of in some of the early ones is where people make fun of the mullet, and it's not a mullet, it just grows out that way. That's right. Oops. Oops. Okay, I'm going to close his fist because I have no room for fingers. I just want a trick for killing the flies. I don't want them in another room. I want them dead. I want them dead. I want their families dead. I want their friends dead. Channeling Robert De Niro in the Untouchables there. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. At least the few times that I've worn my hair that long, I've had the good sense not to not to do it as a mullet. And then I gotta get the last leg in here. Yeah, okay, that I can handle, that I can do. I got an idea. The nice big BSEG on Lenny here. Yeah, I think Alex did wear his hair. I think I did have had him have it with a ponytail at least once or twice. I know I've had him have it longer. Okay, there we go. Now let's. I really, really want to get a new computer to replace this laptop for this, because it is just in the way. But Yeah, exactly. Sam bugged Lenny just one time too many. See, Alex was supposed to get a belt also, as well as Sam does. But it never really showed up in the strip. I don't know why I never did. I just kept forgetting, I guess. What's been interesting is trying to design clothing for them for year 2. And I'm sorry, I'm off axis again. Oh, well, all right. Okay, and now we erase. Trying to stay away from the areas that have just been inked for the obvious reasons, namely over here. See this old style gum eraser just. I know you can hear that, because if I can hear it, you can hear it. That's just the eraser, because the microphone is mounted directly to the drawing table, so it's gonna unfortunately transmit directly into the microphone. See, got a little smudge there, but that's okay. I forgot to finish Lenny, but that's okay. We're gonna go back in there, and I know basically where those lines are gonna be, so I don't need construction lines. And you may notice that the audio is a little noisy, and that's this mixer. It's always been a little noisy. One of these days, pow, right in the kisser. One of these days I'm going to replace it. But at least it's working, as opposed to the cheapo little Phantom Power thing, which worked for about a month, and then went Tango Uniform. Okay, need to finish up Alex's shoulder here. Redo that line there. Finish this right here. Finish this, and then finish Lenny. Okay. Looks like this one needs a new ink cartridge. Well, makes sense because I've used this particular pen quite a bit. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Well, you can't really tell, but I'd say it probably is pretty spent. The multi-liner pens come with replaceable nibs like this. So really, I mean, when you buy the pen, you buy the cap and you buy the barrel, but you can replace all of those pieces. And get your money's worth. All right, so there we go. Quick and dirty. Oh, I know there was one more thing I was going to do after I got the I got all the colored. I got the inking in here. I was going to. the hooves. All right, there we go. Actually, imagine drawing this with a quill pen. Actually, you know what? That is what I draw it with. That's what these are the descendants of quill pens, and in fact, there's a very fine one, and that it's kind of hard to find because you have to have a special holder for it. That's not a standard holder, called a crow quill, and it's a very small nib, and it makes very fine lines. But this is basically this is what. This is the same basic construction as a quill, as a feather pen, because you would cut into the feather, the end of the feather, this kind of shape, this kind of angled shape, and then you would cut right down the middle of it. You would cut a slit and put a little reservoir in there that holds the ink with surface tension. So basically, and this is what I ink the strip with. So yeah, that's what I do. I do it with basically with the modern industrialized version of a quill pen, a dip pen. So. And actually, the history of pens is actually quite fascinating. It really is. Ballpoints couldn't exist until the middle of the 20th century, because the manufacturing to make the ball, they just couldn't machine parts on a regular basis that would be had the tolerances needed, because there are very fine tolerances inside the nib on a ballpoint pen, and that was the big breakthrough, was being able to machine that ball and make it so that it would be able to rotate freely and put a consistent line of ink down. That was a big deal. It really was. It really was. And so anyway, okay, so there we go. A quick and dirty Accidental Centaurs piece. Managed to pull an hour out of tonight. Better late than never anyway. So anyway, so any other questions? Oh, you know what? I forgot to sign this. How could I forget to sign a piece of art like that? So there we go with the date code again. So July, which is 7th month. $16 and $4 and $1. There we go. See? Of MMXVII. And so there we go. Okay. Well, how about that? The music went out just right at the right time. Isn't that nice? I love it when the music goes out right on cue. Okay, so if there's is there any other questions or comments or anything you wanna have me ramble about? Now is the chance. I know we got a little bit of latency here, so I need to vamp. But Just a quick reminder, next week we will be somewhere on Monday. Wherever it is, this URL will take you to it. So use that URL. Start using it and give it to your friends. And if you're watching this, if you managed to make it this far, I commend you. Because tonight I honestly didn't think we were going to make it this far. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you're watching this on a replay and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button right down there. Right there. That will that'll take you to wherever if it's on Picarto, the link will work there. If it's still on YouTube, it'll bring you here. So keep an eye out for that and use that link to get you there, and give it to your friends and let them know if they're interested in cartooning, if they're interested in this. Maybe they'll learn something. I know I do every time I do this. I learn, make sure your software works. But yeah, I mean, I want to grow this and get as many people who might be interested in this as possible to watch it. So anyway, pass that word on and let them know. All right. I guess that's going to be it, because yes, Dave, I did get your email, and I haven't had a chance to get back to you on that, and I will privately. So we'll chat about that. But anyway, okay. So I guess that's going to be it. Managed to pull an hour and 10 minutes out of this, in spite of the fact that we had the false starts and the software reinstall. Boy. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate all of your help and your support. It means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate that. So I guess that's going to be it, because I'm not seeing any other questions. So yeah, that's it. So Monday, possibly Picarto, possibly here. Use the new URL, bit.ly/nightly draw, to get you here, wherever here is. I guess that's going to be it. All right. Well, managed to have a good show after all, in spite of, well, it wasn't YouTube's fault. It wasn't YouTube's fault. I got other problems. There's other problems with YouTube, but we can't blame this one on YouTube. This one, I'm going to have to fill in a bug report. So, until next time, keep your powder dry, and good night, and drive safely. Have a good weekend. See you Monday.